from Sky Sports News. Please go ahead.
Afternoon, Ollie. How you doing? You good?
Yeah, about yourself?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. So for the last year or so, Ollie, you've been in the reserves, you've been in the test squads, you've been in the bubbles. Looks like you're so close now, on the cusp of making that debut for England. How are you feeling about it all?
Obviously excited. It's been a long journey. It's been a long sort of 18 months, 2 years, like you say, in bubbles and around the squads. So it's nice to finally be in the 15, and hopefully I'll get my chance on Wednesday.
And if you do, obviously it's going to be in front of fans at Lord's, 7,500 to 8,000 fans. How extra special would that make it to make your debut like that?
Yeah, hugely. Anytime you get to make your debut, obviously very special, but to do it at Lord's with fans back, it will make it even more special, and to play at the home of cricket obviously will be amazing.
How often are you thinking about it? Is it on your mind sort of every minute of every day at the moment?
I try not to think about it too much. Try and stay in the present and do the good things that I'm doing, and hopefully I'll get the call up.
I was reading an article with Jason Gillespie. He said that you were one of the most researched bowlers that he's ever worked with. In terms of your preparation for the New Zealand test, who have you been looking at the most? Who have you done your most research on? And what can you tell us about that research?
Can't say too much yet, just in case the New Zealand guys see this, but I've obviously done a lot on their top four, watched a lot of footage of them batting, and just been trying to work out how I'm going to go about getting them out and sort of setting them up. Won't reveal too much yet, but no, I've done quite a lot of research on their top four especially.
Come on, how are you going to get them
out? Williamson's obviously the main one. Looks like sort of swinging it away from him, setting him up, pulling him across the crease, and then using the crease with the nip backer to get MLB looks like a solid option. So that'll be plan A, and if he gets a few more, we've got a few plan Bs in the season in the background.
Cool, thanks for revealing. I won't ask you too much more on that then. Ashley Giles earlier in the week, Ollie, he suggested that the players might restart their support for the Black Lives Matter movement. Sort of taking the knee last year, which obviously stopped. Said the players were having discussions around that. I just wanted to ask, have you been a part of those discussions? If so, how have you found being in those discussions? And as a group of players, have you decided yet what you're going to do in terms of that subject?
Personally, I haven't been in loads of discussions about it. I know we've got a meeting tomorrow morning. We've got like a Zoom call, anti-racism, I think sort of an hour and a half. We'll speak as a squad and as a group and sort of decide how we're going to move forward. I've not done loads on it personally, but it's something that the players are very open about and looking forward to moving it forward.
Just a couple more from me then, Ollie. In terms of people who haven't perhaps seen you play, because like you said, we haven't made that debut yet. People who haven't been watching the county game, what can they expect to see from you if you do make your debut next week, I should say?
I'd say I'm a wholehearted cricketer. As soon as I cross the white line, there's sort of a different edge to me, which people might not have seen sort of from county cricket. So I will be getting in New Zealand's faces and sort of trying to G the boys up a bit. That's something that you might not see at county cricket that might come across on TV. So just bring that little extra edge, hopefully, next week, and I'll be going fairly hard.
And last one from me. Is the Ashes already in the back of your mind? Obviously, I know you've got this great test coming up with New Zealand, but it's great prep for it, obviously, isn't it? And are the players talking about it? Is it something you're thinking about already?
Yeah, it's always in the back of your mind. Obviously, it's a huge summer and a huge winter for English cricket. It's something that's been mentioned by Spoons, how he wants us to be ready for Australia, and these test series this summer are great prep for that. So it's obviously in our minds, and we can only do what we can at the moment and just get ready as best as possible for the winter.
That's all from me. Thanks, Ollie.
Right. Thanks, Chris. We'll go to David Charlesworth and then Dean Wilson.
Hi, just a bit of a simple one to start. Can I just ask how much of an influence Jason Gillespie has been on your career?
Yeah, obviously had him at Yorkshire when I first started. He gave me my first opportunity in white ball cricket. And then obviously we sort of had 3 or 4 years apart. he joined Sussex 3 years ago, and our relationship just blossomed from there, really. He's helped me with my bowling, but also off the field as well. Just being that professional and having that elite mentality off the field. He's definitely helped me with. So he's played a big part over the last probably 5-6 years in my career.
I can't think of too many examples where, you know, a coach has probably a say in the player leaving the club and then the two linking up later on in their careers and such. Like you say, the relationship has blossomed at a different place.
No, yeah, it was a strange one when I first saw the announcement, but we spoke over the phone before he joined Sussex and sort of cleared the air a little bit. Obviously, we're all grown-ups and cleared the air and moved forward from there. And since then, it's been a great relationship, and I still speak to him now.
I mean, there's been instances, past instances of bowlers who, you know, who maybe don't have that express pace, trying to crank it up on test level when they first burst onto the international scene. I suppose, given the success in the last couple of years and the fact you seem to know your own game, is it just a case of sticking to what's got you this far now?
Yeah, definitely. Just got to back my skill and back my ability in Test cricket. I mean, there's people that have averaged 21 in Test cricket who've got slower than I do. I'll use all my attributes, my height, my skill, and hopefully it will stand me in good stead.
Excellent. Thanks. All the best.
Okay, we'll go Dean and then Matt from ESPN. Go ahead, Dean.
Yeah, hi, Ollie. I just wondered I know Paul Farbrace obviously has had an influence, cricketing and non-cricketing. I just wonder whether maybe he might be the biggest influence on your career thus far, or not at all, you know, trying to be a stepfather rather than a coach.
Yeah, he's definitely had a huge influence on me. Probably from the age of about 12 to 13. He was my one-to-one coach when I was a teenager. And obviously things did progress, and he did become a stepfather, but we've always still had that sort of cricket relationship, slightly away from family life, if you were. I've always spoken to him and always gone to him about certain difficulties that I've had or certain things that I've asked him about. And he's been a huge influence on me and someone that I still speak to about my cricket now and off the field antics as well. So yeah, he's played a big part.
And just kind of bearing in mind, I mean, what Jason said about your level of research, and I think Farbs has also talked about how much you've kind of watched cricket and dissected every England game possible. You've been on England Lions tours. You've been in this extended squad through COVID. I mean, do you think you might be the most well-prepared player yet to make an international debut? Should we expect you to take to it like a duck to water?
I suppose you could say that. I have been around for a few years now. Had a couple of Lions tours and I have had that experience. So I do feel like if I get my chance, I'm ready. I don't feel too nervous at the moment. And I like you say, I feel like I should take to it fairly well. So I'm just excited by the opportunity and hopefully I can make my debut on Wednesday.
And just a final thought, you said that you'll probably go quite hard when you're out there. I mean, that's one of the things that people say about Test cricket, about international cricket, that really it's the step up in intensity that's the thing. You know, it's the same pitch, the same ball, but actually the intensity is the difference. Every time that you've gone up a level, do you feel like you've been able to match that intensity? And is that why you feel like you'll be able to go at the New Zealanders if you get your chance?
Yeah, I think so. Any game of cricket that I play, I'll always play at 110%. I think a few interviews I've done, they've called it white line fever, where I'm a changed character when I go on the field, and it just gives me that little extra boost when I'm able to go at players and bowl at better players and go at them. So I definitely feel like I have got different gears that I can step up to in Test cricket.
Great, thanks.
All right.
Okay, Matt, and then Scott Taylor talks more. Go ahead, Matt.
Hi, Ollie. You were speaking a bit about sort of feeling like you've become increasingly professional in the past 3 or 4 years. Is that sort of research of opposition batters one of the big areas of improvement for you?
Yeah, I think so. Along with my fitness, I'd say they're probably the two main areas that I've improved on. Knowing not just how to bowl, but how to set up a batsman and get them out has definitely helped me in county cricket, and I'm hoping it will help me at Test cricket as well.
And if I could just ask about one example of that, we're speaking to James Kirtley about the game at Cardiff and Kieran Carson, and he said you sort of spotted something on the footage and changed your position on the crease. Could you just talk me through that quickly?
Yeah, so Kieran actually changed his technique from the year before, which we didn't have footage of until obviously we played that game. So the footage from the year before was all about getting tight to the crease and trying to swing the ball away from him to nick him off to the slips. And I noticed, I think it was lunchtime, he was probably on about 50 or 60, and I noticed that his hand was slightly different this year. Spoke to James Kirtley about coming wider on the crease and trying to angle it into him a bit, just to take it outside his eye line, natural eye line really. And I think 3 balls later, we got him caught keeper, and I pointed up to James on the balcony. It was just one of those nice moments where the hard work you do watching footage pays off.
Beautiful. Thanks very much.
Okay, Scott, a couple from you, and then we've got Chris Stocks and John Etheridge to finish. So go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Ollie, how does it make you feel when you see the array of depth in the fast bowling department in England, that you're one of the players that have been trusted by England to potentially play Test cricket this summer?
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough in a way. Obviously, we've got so much bowling, so much depth at the moment that it's been hard to get in, and I've had to fight maybe harder than I would have in previous years to get to this place. But I think from a team point of view, it's great to have this many world-class quality bowlers around you, and it just keeps you improve. It makes you improve every day. You know you can't slip up at any time, and you always have to give 100% and try and be the best bowler on the show almost. And obviously the knowledge you learn off the likes of Jimmy and Broady is invaluable, especially at this level.
And how important is it for you, forget the Test cricket, forget playing for England, just to carry on your form that you've had so far this summer? Because I presume when a fast bowler's in form and confidence, all they want to do is just keep bowling overs. Yeah,
definitely. Especially myself, I'm someone that I don't really like to stop bowling. Even in the winter, I try and bowl sort of every 4 or 5 days just to keep the body ticking over. And it's the same in the summer. You get on a roll, you get in good form, you just want to play cricket and you just want to keep bowling. So it's huge. And for myself personally, it's definitely something that I need to keep doing and keep bowling to keep momentum.
And just finally from me, we know you play at Sussex with Jofra. Have you spoken to Jofra since he's had his surgery, and is he in good spirits? Yeah,
I've seen him. He's fine. Yeah, the op went well. He's fairly happy for Jofra, which is good. So yeah, he's in good spirits. He can't wait to get back in an England shirt. And I know from being quite close to him that he's going to come back better than ever. So it's be a tough few weeks for him, but I know he's in good spirits and looking forward to having him back.
Perfect. Thanks, Ollie.
Okay, just one each then from Chris, John, and then we'll finish with Tim. Go ahead, Chris.
Hi, Ollie. We know lots about your bowling, and I know you've spoken in the past about Glenn McGrath being an influence on that, but you're pretty handy with the bat as well. I just wondered if you had any sort of childhood influences with the bat, any guys you sort of tried to model your style on?
Always enjoyed watching Jack Callis. Obviously quite a big presence at the crease and something that I've tried to emulate, sort of trying to dominate the bowling, as it were. And Flintoff, I suppose, with his batting as well, taking the attack to the bowlers. So those are probably 2 biggest influences on my batting that I've grown up watching. So yeah, they're probably the 2 biggest. Thanks.
Okay, John, and then Tim to finish. Go ahead, John.
Ollie, hi. You speak about wanting to get into the faces of the opposition, but how easy is that when you're making your debut and the opposition includes Kane Williamson, Ross Taylor, who are sort of legends of the game?
Yeah, I mean, the fact I actually know both of them fairly well from playing with them at Yorkshire and Sussex probably makes it a little bit easier. But like I say, it will be maybe hard on the first day. I might have a few nerves and that, but I think that's my way of maybe combating that and maybe taking my thoughts elsewhere and getting myself into the game. So I'll be using those to get myself into the game and taking the focus maybe away from the nerves that I might have.
Not getting in the face. You mean chat, really? Verbals? Is that what it is?
Yeah, and it's also body language. Just being up and about, and a few verbals. So yeah.
Look forward to it. Thanks so much.
No problem.
Last one, Tim Wigmore. Go ahead, Tim.
Hi, Ollie. Is there any chance of seeing your off spin at some point at Lords?
Not sure, to be honest. I've not practiced it so far this year. It came out in India quite a lot in the nets, but not sure Lords is going to be the track for some off spin. So might be sticking to the same.
Cheers. All the best.
Okay, we're done. Thank you very much, everyone. Catch you tomorrow. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.